Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Bolivios from a Doctor's View podcast. What I'm going to do today is, after coming back from an interview with a talent and who will be on my podcast in a week or so's time, I noticed I was carrying quite a lot of equipment with me, but I've managed to condense it into two bags essentially, one of which contains all my main podcast equipment and the other is the things like headphones, which are a bit clunky, and that just goes into a backpack. And I've also got my laptop as well. It's an overkill travel kit, but it does give quite good quality audio, and it's because I'm still in the process of trying to come up with the best travel kit solution, and at this way it's kind of like my home studio going with me, albeit slightly different microphones. And what I'm going to do is run through what I carry with me and how I've arranged the bag in order to allow me to do so. The bag I'm going to be using is an Amazon Basics camera bag, and it's the large one of the two. It's available in two sizes. I think it was about £25 from the UK Amazon, and I'll show you the bag and how I've arranged it all and what's inside. Okay, so this is my travel bag that I use for podcasting. This is an Amazon Basics DSLR camera bag, and what you find, this is the larger one of the two, and what I've done is I've adapted it ever so slightly. So it opens up with two pretty sturdy clips. It's got a nice flap over here which is zipped, and here you can see the actual internals of the bag and what I've done for it. It's got these Velcro compartments. They all come apart, and when it was first shipped, it comes into these. It's divided into squares, and what I've done, I took them all out and I just rearranged them into this different pattern. And what that allows me to do is to fit this in. This is my Scarlett Focusrite 2i4 USB audio interface. I will do another video if you wish on why I chose this over the 2i2. Essentially, the basics of it is that it's got line outputs, RCA line outputs, and what that allows me to do is put these, which are RCA to 3.5mm connectors, if I can untangle them, is I plug these into the back, like so, and then I plug this into my phone, and I use an iPhone XS, and that just gives me a backup recording. You can also plug it into a Zoom H1 or another audio recorder, and that's the way I do that, and it works very, very well. There's a few things you need to know about doing it, and I can run through that, like I say, in another video. I'm going to just move this out the way slightly so I can show you what's in it. But here I've got my microphones. These I've done a video on before, comparing them to the Rode Procaster. These are the Behringer Ultra Voice XM8500s. And the reason why I've chosen these is because they are cheap and I don't care if they get damaged too much. They're also very good sound quality, and finally they're very durable. They seem to be quite good quality. They're fully made of metal. They've got quite low handling noise. I tend to give them to people to be interviewed with, and I interview them with holding them up to my mouth as well. In here, I've got my two microphone activators, and they are the Triton FET heads. And I chose these, as I've said in a previous video, I've chosen these over the cloud lifters because they're just a smaller form factor. The way they're meant to, and cheaper, the way they're meant to plug in is into the back of the microphone directly in line, like so. And then your XLR cables, of which I have two, one there and one here, they plug into this, if I can get the right end, and then into the interface at the back, in the front, sorry. Like so. And that's your typical setup for this, and it gives you about 20 dB of extra gain. Now, I don't do this. What I do is I find this a little bit cumbersome at the business end of the microphone. So what I do is I just plug my XLR cable into the back of the microphones like normal, and then I plug this into the other end, and then I plug the effects head into the interface. I've heard different things on forums. Some people are saying that you shouldn't do this and that this should be as close to the microphone as possible. In reality, I've had absolutely no difference in sound quality whatsoever. It's inline, it makes absolutely no difference. And also on the Triton website, it says you can. So there you go. In here, in the front compartment, I've got two of these. These are Amoon stands, little tabletop stands, and they are really good. They're about $5.99. They're very solid, very secure. They're very sturdy, actually. And they've also they come with these microphone clips. These ones fit really nicely into the Behringer. I got it with this, and it also comes with the 3/8 adapter as well. So it's a pretty good bargain, $5.99 or whatever it was. Again, they're small, light, compact. In here, I've got my USB cable to connect the interface to the laptop. And finally, on the sides, I've just got a headphone splitter, which I use headphone to myself, headphone to Talent, and it works very well. Especially on this interface, you can adjust the volume level. And that's pretty much it. That's my travel kit for podcasting. I should mention the fact that I've actually got a backpack as well, and with that I put my laptop and I also put the headphones in as well, because they obviously won't fit into here. But it works really, really nicely, and again, it all just goes into here nicely, compact. It doesn't actually weigh that much. It looks like it will, but it really doesn't. It's a nice compact unit. I am trying to make this even more compact, and the way I'm going to do that is I'm just working on a few different techniques, maybe lapel microphones, lav mics, etc. I might invest in a Zoom H1 or even an H4 just to make it a little bit more convenient, and then I can do away with the laptop and just a few other things. And otherwise, it does give good audio quality doing this kind of setup, and it does fold up really nicely into this bag. Like I say, this is the Amazon Basics bag. It was about $24.99 or $25.99, something like that. Whatever it was, it's not that expensive, and it does its job very, very well, and I quite like it. So I hope you enjoyed that video on my travel kit, and like I say, I'm trying to make it a lot smaller. Might definitely invest in a Zoom at some point. It's just, I started off with this as my desk setup, and obviously with a different microphone. I had my Rode Procaster, as you've seen before, and I just thought, well, it started off with one interview, and I thought, well, I'm not going to buy something just especially for this one interview. So I wanted a quick and easy way of just being able to take everything with me, and that Amazon bag was a good way of doing it. In reality, getting more and more interviews now, and finding it a little bit cumbersome, and it takes quite a lot of time to set up. Not too long, maybe about 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, but it does give good audio quality. But like I say, going to try and make that into a different setup at some point in the future, and I'll do another video on that if you wish. In case you're wondering what I've been using to record the audio on this video with, it is not the inbuilt microphone on the camera. It is actually one of these, which is a Rode SmartLav Plus. It's the first day I've got it, and I hope it sounds okay. I haven't actually recorded anything other than a very quick 5-second test to make sure it was working on my voice memo. And it's just going straight into my iPhone, and I'm just using the standard native app on the phone on the voice memos to export the video, to export the audio to, and hopefully it sounds okay. The one thing I can say is it definitely sounds a lot better than the audio in the camera. I can do a video on that as well, and also this is the first step in getting maybe a second one, and then providing an interview setup with a portable interface as well in the middle. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, and I will join you again next time. Thank you. Bye bye.